the boatman dropped me off on Ravlin Island, he warned me the same way he warned every traveler. Your phone won't work here. Doesn't matter the brand, the tower, or the plan. The island refuses signals. I laughed it off. I wasn't here for technology anyways. It was 2 quiet days away from everything. Ravlin Island was famous for its silence. No cars, no Wi-Fi, no cell towers, only wind, old trees, and the sound of the ocean folding into itself. My cabin was small but neat, perched right above the cliffside. Its wooden door creaked as if it had been waiting specifically for me. Inside, everything smelled like pine and dust. I dropped my bag, took out my phone out of habit, and just as expected, 0 bars. The first night fell earlier than I thought. The sky went black, like someone pulled a blanket over the world. I sat on the cabin porch, listening to the waves smashing against the rocks. The peacefulness almost felt staged, like the island was forcing it. At about 11:40 p.m., I headed inside and crawled into bed. Minutes later, my phone vibrated in my pocket. Primera fros. My phone can't get signal here. So we did it. The screen lit up. Incoming call. No number. No name. Just unknown caller. The signal bar empty. All day was. Now full, every bar glowing white. My chest tightened. I didn't answer. The call rang for a full minute, then stopped. I set the phone on the bedside table and backed away like it was alive. I barely slept. Day 2 was worse. Whenever I stepped outside, my phone stayed dead, no signal, no service. But the moment I crossed the cabin threshold, it pulsed to life. It buzzed at random intervals, always the same thing. Unknown caller. Once, it even rang while still in airplane mode. That's when the thought hit me. It's not receiving a call. It's imitating one. By sunset, I'd had enough. I walked into the island's tiny visitor center to report it. The old caretaker, a man with cloudy eyes and sun-rotted skin, listened quietly. Then he asked one question. "Did you answer it?" "No," I said quickly. His shoulders loosened with visible relief. "Good," he whispered. "Good. As long as you don't answer, it won't think you're home." "What won't think I'm home?" He stared at me for an uncomfortable amount of time before finally speaking. "This island is a crossing point. Some people hear voices. Some see shadows." He tapped the air like he was pressing a phone screen. "Some get calls. Your phone isn't ringing because of signal. It's ringing because something on this island knows your number." I left immediately. That night, the wind howled hard enough that the cabin windows rattled like teeth. I tried to sleep, but every few minutes, my phone lit the room like a flare. Unknown caller, unknown caller, unknown caller. The ringing didn't echo like real sound, it pulsed weirdly, like it came from inside the walls, the floor, the air itself. At 3:12 a.m., the ringing stopped, but the screen stayed lit. A notification appeared. Missed call. 38 calls then. Another line. Voicemail received 1. My stomach dropped. Slowly, against every instinct, I pressed play. For the first 5 seconds, there was only static. Then, a whisper. "Why aren't you picking up? I can see you in the dark." I dropped the phone. It slid across the wood floor. The whisper continued even though the screen had gone black. "Don't ignore me. I'm right outside." A soft knock hit the cabin door. I didn't open it. I didn't sleep. And at sunrise, when the boatman finally returned, I ran to the dock without looking back. My phone hasn't rung since, but at 11:40 p.m. every night, it vibrates once, just once. I wasn't alone at that bus station. I thought it wasn't till the thing across the road tilted its head in the exact same way I did. half a second after I was traveling through the northern mountains last fall, trying to get to a small town where my cousin lived. The bus schedules were terrible, and because I missed my original ride, the only option was a late, single-route bus that stopped at a tiny station almost 2 hours above sea level. The driver warned me before letting me off. This is the last stop before the forest line. Bus comes once every 3 hours. Don't wander off. I laughed it off then, but when the bus pulled away, leaving me in the bitter mountain cold, the joke didn't feel funny anymore. The station was nothing more than a wooden shelter, a bench, and a busted fluorescent light that flickered every few seconds. The road was empty, no cars, no houses, not even power lines. Just silence, heavy silence. I pulled my jacket tight and tried to text my cousin, but my phone had no service. I remember thinking how strange it was that the bus station even existed out here. There was nothing around. That's why I noticed it immediately. Across the road, maybe 40 feet away, something stood near the edge of the tree line. A person. At least, that's what I told myself. At first I thought it was a hiker, but it didn't move. Not even a shuffle or a sway. Just a tall, dark outline facing me, perfectly still. I raised my hand, hesitated, then gave an awkward wave. It didn't wave back, but a moment later, its head slowly tilted to the side, just like mine had a few seconds earlier. My stomach dropped. Now, I'm not easily scared, but there was something wrong about the way it moved. Too delayed. Too precise. Like it wasn't copying me, but learning me. I forced myself to look away, pretending everything was normal, but my pulse kept pounding in my ears. After a minute, curiosity got the best of me, and I glanced up. It was closer. Not by much, maybe. Just a few feet, but enough that I knew for a fact it had moved. And I hadn't heard a single sound. No leaves crunching. No twig snapping. Just there. My throat tightened. I tried to be rational. Maybe it was a trick of the light, or my depth perception was off in the dim road. Then the shelter's flickering lamp went out completely. Primera Fros. In the darkness, I heard something brush against asphalt's low, dragging, deliberate. When the light sputtered back on, the figure was standing halfway across the road. Closer. So much closer. Its shape was clearer, no wrongly tall. Arms too long for its torso. Shoulders hunched slightly forward like it was balancing itself. I couldn't see a face, just a smooth shadow where one should have been. I didn't dare move. I didn't even breathe. Then, as if responding to my fear, the thing mirrored me again. Not instant, delayed, almost curious. When I shifted back an inch, it did too. When I stepped to the side to test it, it stepped the same direction, but faster, almost eager. I backed up until my shoulders hit the wall of the shelter. My heartbeat was pounding so hard I could hear it echoing in my skull. I checked the road, still empty. The trees were silent. No wind. No animals. Just me in it. Then I heard the sound of an engine somewhere far below. The bus. It was coming early. The thing slowly craned its head toward the noise, then back to me, as if making a decision. The engine grew louder. Lights appeared around the bend. That was when it reversed. I don't mean it turned around. I mean it physically moved backwards smoothly, effortlessly sliding into the shadow of the trees without lifting its feet. The bus pulled up. The doors opened. The driver looked at my face and immediately said, "You saw it, didn't you?" I couldn't speak. He just nodded. He shut the doors quickly and didn't stop again until we reached town. As he got off, he told me quietly, "If you ever see something out there that notices you, pretend you didn't notice it back." I haven't taken a mountain route since, and sometimes I wonder, if it had more time before the bus came, what would it have done next?